Austin's news station. This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Well, with Valentine's Day just around the corner, some Austin singles are finding love in an unusual way. Some of them are taking part in something called the 8-minute date. And that's the surprise that we have for Micah this morning. We've got Julia Taylor here from 8minuteDating.com. Good morning.
Good morning.
And this is very interesting. Why do singles want to take part in an 8-minute date? Seems kind of fast to me.
It is a little fast, but it's basically an opportunity for you to meet 8 single people in one evening. Actually, 8 or more, because we have intermission,
right.
and we encourage people to stay after the event.
It's pretty popular here in Austin. A lot of people taking part in this.
Our first event is next Wednesday at Cool River, and we have about 70 people registered right now,
okay,
which is a pretty fair number of people.
Micah, don't come up here. You need to go over to the interview set over here. He's getting himself all ready for this. Micah McCauley is going to try this out right now. He is walking over to the interview set. He's sitting down with a lovely young woman by the name of Kim King. All right, Micah, so there they are. They're going to shake each other's hands over there. They have 8 minutes, right? How does this work, Julia?
Well, basically, we set the timer at 8 minutes. So everyone
okay.
comes in and registers, and they have a couple of appetizers, and
okay.
Maybe
don't start the clock yet.
Oh.
Don't start the clock yet, because you got to tell them what to do. tell Micah what to do.
Well, basically, how this works is you two have 8 minutes to get to know each other, so I encourage you to ask questions that reveal something about yourselves. And we do have a couple of rules. We ask that you not share your last name or personal information such as email address or phone number. Mike, I guess we already know your last name.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I said Kim's last name, too.
And that you not put pressure on your date and ask them for a date. Basically, this is going to work. If you two are interested in one another, you go back to the computer system at 8minuteDating.com and log your interest, whether you're interested in a date, a business relationship, or just a friendship.
And Kim, if he starts to sweat just a little bit, that means he likes you. Okay, so we're going to start the clock now, right?
Glad I brushed my teeth.
Okay, let's start the clock now. Guys, go for it. Go ahead and talk. We're not going to listen into them. We'll let them do their thing, and they'll talk for a while. And so, and this is basically how it works.
This is exactly how it works.
Okay.
And at the end of the 8 minutes, we ring a bell, and everybody gets up, and they change tables, and they sit down with their next date.
Julie, I can't wait to see how this winds up.
Well, I understand you will be joining us. Katie will be joining us next Wednesday. To
Absolutely,
see how things go.
And that's the other thing too. We're going to have Michelle Levy out there on Wednesday for Does It Work Wednesday. We're going to find out if this works.
I think it'll work.
It does. You had people getting married after this kind of thing?
We don't have any statistics about marriage, but we definitely have about 65% of people who match end up going out on a date, or actually 65% of the people who attend the events end up getting a match and then going out on a date.
Well, the 8-minute date has started between Micah and Kim. We're going to find out how it went. They're going to continue on, and we'll check in with them along with your top stories when we come back. Stay with us, folks. This is interesting. Oh, this is good, folks. Meteorologist Micah McCauley is in the middle of an 8-minute date right now. They're talking to each other. They're getting to know each other. With Valentine's Day almost here, some Austin singles are going on the 8-minute date. It's actually a business in town called the 8-minute date. And so we're going to check in with them and see how they're doing in just a little bit. But since he's in the middle of that 8-minute date, I'll do the weather, at least this part right here. Taking a look at temperatures around the area right now. Pretty cold. I have to admit, this is my idea, and Micah might get even with me later. But, Valentine's Day is around the corner. Do you have a date? Not everybody has a positive answer to that question. For the last 8 minutes, Micah McCauley has been taking part in the 8-minute date, and the 8-minute date is over. It came, it went, it's over with, and we've got this is Kim, by the way, Micah's 8-minute date, and Julia Taylor here from the 8minutedating.com. You've done the 8-minute date before, have you not?
This is my first time.
This is your first time too. Okay. How did you find out about 8minutedating.com?
Julia.
You're just a friend of Julia's, and she lassoed you into this and made you do it. So what kind of responses do you get from people whenever they take part in this? What do they think?
I actually did go to the premiere event in Houston, and it was actually pretty exciting. I mean, people kind of walked in a little bit nervous, but at the end of the evening, it was really interesting to see the people interacting and kind of hanging around after the event was over and mixing and mingling and really making some great contacts, be it for business or friendship or for relationship.
Hey, I couldn't take part in this because I'm a married man, and my wife would frown on me taking part in this kind of thing. But I got to ask the two of you, what kind of questions do you ask each other? You've never met each other before. You've got 8 minutes. The clock is counting. What did you talk about, if I may ask?
We talked about where we're from, family,
traveling.
You can't ask about age, right? Is that part of the rule?
That's my rule.
That's your rule? Okay, well.
I understand. She
All right.
graduated from college.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then you're not going to go there.
And
Okay.
I frowned upon that.
Okay. Whoops. I got you.
It's a little, you know, it was good. Well, for me, it was a little nerve-wracking at first. It took me a minute or two to settle down, being a little surprised.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's an interesting way.
No, because most people know what they're going into. We didn't even tell this guy until like he sits down. Okay, you're on a date now. You've got 8 minutes. You can start right now. If you ever want to take part in 8-minute dating, number one, it ain't going to be on TV. You're not on
Right,
TV
exactly.
cameras.
That's a big key.
And then number two, the way it works after 8 minutes, there's sort of this musical chairs thing that go on. You got a whole room full of people, and they try the 8-minute date.
Right.
8-minute date is up. Okay, ding, and then people move over one chair, and it just keeps going like I don't know how many times, right?
You have 8 dates in one evening, actually.
Wow.
And then we have a 20-minute intermission where you can kind of meet people that you weren't able to sit down with at a date.
So, Julia Taylor, we understand how 8-minute dating works. Question is, if people want to take part, what do they need to do?
Go to 8minutedating.com and register. We've got 4 events coming up in Austin. The first one is at Cool River next Wednesday, the day before Valentine's Day, so you still have time to get a date for Valentine's Day. And then the next 4 weeks we're at Spaghetti Warehouse.
And, I said earlier that, if Micah starts to sweat just a little bit, and he's sweating just a little bit.
I need to go add a little powder.
Maybe it's, I don't know. A little TV powder there for the next weathercast. Well, thank you all for coming in. Great sport, Micah.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, how can I complain?
Exactly. You drew a good one. All right. Yeah, by the way, the more information on this, if you are interested, in the 8-minute date, they still have some spaces available for the Wednesday event. So, as Julia just said, check out 8minutedating.com if you want to know more. Don't go anywhere, folks. Micah's date is over, and his weekend forecast is coming up next.
Upper 60s with a slight chance for some showers by Friday.
And if you're just tuning in, you just missed it. Micah went on an 8-minute date just a little while ago. He didn't have any idea that he was going to do it. We just kind of forced him into it. So now she's gone. What do you think?
Well, she's hot.
She's hot.
What can I say? No, very smart girl, very well
smart girl,
spoken,
yes.
well educated, and I liked her because she seemed very independent and like she knows where she's going, knows what she wants to do, knows what she likes.
There's 2 things about you that I've been able to pick up in working with you so far. Number one, you're pretty picky. You're a pretty picky guy.
I can be.
And then number 2, you got this problem where you make them pay sometimes on the dates.
Now that got all blown out of proportion, right? I said if you're dating and you've gone out on 4, 5, 6 dates, and after that, if a girl wants to pay once,
sure,
every now and then, that's great. Not that I would ask someone out on a first date and be like, okay,
you got this?
Pay, yeah. Oh, I forgot my wallet. No,
right, I understand.
Wouldn't
we're giving
that,
you a hard time because I think I was the same way when I was dating the woman who would later become my wife. So
And I only say that because it's it's the year 2002. We're all equal out here.
Sure.
Women have careers, men have careers, and like like a confident woman.
Kim is hot. All right, we're gonna keep that hot. Thank you, Micah.
I'm hot.
All right.
Sweating.
Yeah,
hot.
I know. That means it was a good date. Dirty.
Stay with
Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Jay Carter, along with meteorologist Micah McCauley. Howdy.
Morning to you.
Doing all right?
How's it going? I'm doing okay.
Doing good. Got the sweat all.
Still I had to apply a little extra.
A little extra of that TV
makeup
powder. Yeah. We had Micah went on the 8-minute date just a little while ago with a beautiful young lady by the name of Kim, was it? Kim? And we were talking about this during the break. He actually likes her. I mean, he's actually like, golly, she's good looking.
Well,
usually you're pretty picky about this kind of thing, but I mean now he's almost speechless about the whole thing.
I don't really know what to say.
We're kind of enjoying this. So
little embarrassed this morning, but you the Valentine's Day, of course, coming up. Married man, I know you got a little planning to do.
Yeah, it is not just requested, but it is expected that I do it up, do the whole dinner, that whole thing.
What do you think about Valentine's Day?
Hate it.
It's
hate it. Can't stand
It's
it.
another day. I think sometimes maybe we put a little too much importance on it.
Well, there's too much pressure for people like me,
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
All right. Well, we got some weather changes to talk to you about.